Hey, Liberty North AP Psych test takers. This is Wednesday, May 13th. This is test prep number 11 up there for us. We'll have one more, and I think you guys are prepped and you guys are ready to go. So I hope your AP tests so far have gone well. I know the national period started on Monday, and some of you have already taken some tests, so I hope that is going well. You're prepped for your other tests, the future tests that are coming. Just hope that that's going well. And I am actually very excited for you guys to take the AP Psych test. I think you guys will be ready. And I think it'll be a good format. So again, just a reminder to access on Canvas your AP Psych exam survival guide. So you can access that. Got some great resources on there for you. And then also I know, again, you're receiving emails from College Board and from Dr. Camp with awesome resources. So I think you guys will be ready. And again, we practiced, you're going to have 2 free response questions. Again, make sure you go over the logistics of the test. But we've been practicing these since we started second semester. So, and everything that we did with the quizzes. So I think you're going to be ready. All right. So we have covered every chapter that's going to be on there with all of the content. So we've gone through, again, remember in our book, it's chapter 1 through 15, right? And that's it. So it ends with personality, chapter 15, okay? Again, your big name chapters are obviously the prologue, but then they are chapters 4, 8, 11, and 15, okay? Also, you have that name section on your AP notebook, so look at that. Make sure you know your perspectives, okay? Make sure you know the major perspectives in psychology. Make sure you know your brain structures, okay? And then again, remember, one of them is going to be, the first question is just going to be a general question with 8 tasks, and the second question is going to be specifically about research and critiquing research, which will be chapter 1, sorry, and then your journal critique, which you've done in class, okay? All right, so today what I have here is just kind of an assignment for you if you feel like you need it to help prep for the free response, okay? Both of them, the format. Okay, now if you remember, under each unit, each chapter we have AP learning targets, and those are assigned to a unit. And after each unit, you have a list of your AP learning targets by the chapters, but then also you have essential questions. And there's anywhere from 1 to 3 essential questions per unit, okay? So those are kind of the key. Again, that's what the College Board, probably those essential questions are going to be the headings or the main focus or the part or the foundation of the free response questions that you're going to get, okay? So what we have done in the past and what I've had students do to practice, and again, I don't know if you need to do this, if you've accessed some of the other stuff again this year, because of all the virtual learning and COVID-19, you guys have just been pounded with resources. Fiveable, which is great. The College Board alone has given you tons of practice and stuff like that. So, and then also they are offering, same thing with Fiveable, but a week before the test, which you're already there because our test is Tuesday. They're giving you daily prep. So, but here is kind of, if you want to see what it's like and to do a true practice one, you can do it with any essential question on your own. Okay. So, go to each of the units, or go to the document on Canvas that has our AP learning targets for the entire chapter. And then at the heading of each unit, you're going to see essential questions. So I've got the essential questions on the top, followed by the learning targets that it would apply to, okay? So look at the essential questions. Those are generally the big, broader questions, okay? And then make sure you can answer all those essential questions completely, okay? Now, again, they are very broad. They're very generic. Because again, the AP wants to make sure that you can apply everything that you're learning to real life situations. So, they're very, and again, some of you have picked some of those, and those were your essay questions on unit 1 and 2 test, okay? So make sure you can answer those completely. Then the next step would be to apply vocab from all chapters, okay, to the essential questions. So number 1, make sure you can answer the questions. And there, again, is more than one answer for the question. Just make sure that you could, with education and the background in psychology, using psychological language, answer the question. Then what I usually do is I have students choose one vocab question from each chapter, okay? Chapters 1 to 15, and then just pick one question that then would apply to the essential question that you're answering, okay? I'm gonna give you an example here. I'll grab them. Okay, and I'll find one. Let me find an essential questions here. One for chapter 4. I'm going to go back to chapter 2. See if I can find that one. In my very old book of notes. Found chapter 1. Here we go. Okay, so this is a good one because I have it kind of marked up with notes. This is the one I wanted to use. I just forgot to get it out. So what you have here, again, this doc is on Canvas, right? But these are the AP learning targets and the essential questions, okay, for the biological basis of behavior, which is chapter 2, 3, and 7, okay? And then you've got the learning targets listed by section, which are labeled on Canvas. I wrote them in here so you could see them a little bit better. So chapter 7, chapter 2, chapter 3, okay? And then at the very top, what you have is your essential questions, okay? So these are the big, broad questions that you have that AP really wants to make sure that you can answer. And again, they have more than one answer. You can answer it in a variety of ways, but these are going to kind of be the context of your free response questions, okay? All right, so number 1, how can biology influence our behavior and mental processes? That's a great example, okay? And then make sure you can answer that question using psychological language, information from the class. There's no one right answer. There's a variety of answers to that question, okay? So make sure you can in some way, shape, or form write that, answer that question, give an example, okay? Then go back and make sure that you can find any vocab term from 2, 3, and 7 to apply to that, but then go back and see if there's a vocab from chapter 1, chapter 4, chapter 5. So, and just keep going, just to pick one term from the chapter that you could apply, because that's what you're going to be doing generally with the free response. So they're going to give you this question as your main question, and then you're going to have 8 tasks with it. Some of them will be from the same unit, but some of them will not. And that's usually what AP likes to do, is to make sure you can bring other information in, okay? Number 2, what happens when a particular neurotransmitter is absent from the body? Okay, so you need to be able to answer that. Make sure you can answer that completely with information from chapter 2, okay? Chapter 3, chapter 7. Okay, then make sure you can utilize a vocab term from 2, 3, and 7. And then can I utilize a vocab term from chapter 1, from chapter 7, chapter 4, 5, 6, okay? All right, because you should be able to do that, all right? And if you can do that, I think you're more than prepped, you're ready to go, okay? And then number 3, and this is the chapter that has the most essential questions. Anyway, some of them just have one question. How do biological and environmental factors interact to influence our behavior and mental processes, okay? So 1 and 3 are very similar. 1 is biology, and then 3 is biology and environment, okay? Nature, nurture, there's your nature, nurture question, okay? So then make sure you can answer that using psychological language, information from the course, psychological language, okay, terms, then apply vocabs from, pick up one vocab from chapter 2, 1 from 3, 1 from 7, pick one from 1, 4, 5, and just keep going. And if you can do that, that's generally what you're going to have to be doing, and that's how you successfully kind of complete the free response of the AP Psych exam, okay? So review your essential questions, make sure that you are able to answer those questions, all right, just kind of off the top of your head, or know with this year, I guess you can use your notes, but again, you don't have much time. So make sure you're familiar with the essential questions, you could answer them. And then, to take that second step, just make sure you could pick one vocab term from every chapter and know how it applies. Like, you don't have to write it down, but you could just say, hey, just pick a term. So you could pick, let's do the last one. How do biological and environmental factors? Okay. So, make sure you can answer that and then pick a vocab word from chapter 2. So, anything in there could relate to nature, correct? So you got a brain structure, you got nervous system. Let's do sympathetic nervous system. Okay. And then chapter 3, you've got heritability, right? You've got, I'm trying to remember the big terms from chapter 3 off the top of my head. Self-regulating, right? Our genes, genetics, use genes. There you go. Chapter 7, which was sleep. So you could use REM sleep, right? That's nature, biological. Then let's say you could go to 4, you go critical periods or biological. 5, which is sensation. Obviously, our 5 senses, transduction is a biological process. But you have perceptual set, which would be nurture for chapter 6, perception. Okay. And just try to rattle off one term and then just kind of know in your mind how you would apply it to the question. Okay. Now you can obviously practice writing these out. But I really think that you have that down because we've been practicing writing these out since January. So, well, actually February or December. So as long as you can kind of just get that ability in your mind and just reach for stuff that applies, then you're good. Okay. Now I would say, the nature, nurture, and culture are huge. So, the more terms that kind of just come to your head when we talk about nature of behavior and mental processes, nurture of behavior and mental processes, and then culture of behavior and mental processes. I think you should already kind of have that loaded in your mind. Okay. All right. So, basically you have a whole host of practice questions. And if you just run down and use all your essential questions and then pick one term, one vocab from each chapter and apply it, you're going to be good to go. Okay. So that's a great thing to start doing if you have time. And then tomorrow I'll give you one more little test prep aid. And then I'm going to turn you loose to score 4 or 5 on the test, which you will do. Okay. All right. If you have any questions about this or about any of the prep sessions before, let me know if you have any last minute questions. But wish you luck. Seniors, hang in there. I know it's really hard to take AP tests after you finished high school. So, but hang in there. Okay. The other good thing about this test is it's pretty short. So it should be a quick. Yeah, this one's done in like 45 minutes, I think. So, all right. Which I think all of them are this year. But okay. All right. So if you need anything from me, contact me. Good luck. Wish you the best.